My name is Chelsea, and in 2017, I found out that I was pregnant with a little girl, and through battling addiction, also caused me to reach out to my family for adoption. In 2019, I decided to give my daughter up for adoption, wanting to find out more information about how adoption affects not only the birth mother but the adoptive family and the adopted child. I reached out to the Hope Center in hopes of finding out information of how people handle and how they receive adoption. Placing Emma for adoption was one of the most hardest and selfless acts I think that I've ever done in my life. I have always been a very selfish person and never really put anybody else's needs or wants in front of mine. And after having Emma, I decided to put her future, her life, and her needs in front of what my feelings were and what my wants were in life. The heart of my decision was I just wanted the very best for Emma growing up. I wanted her to know what it was like to have a family as a mom and a dad role in her life. I knew if I was to raise her as my own that she would never know what a father figure was in her life, and I just wanted her to have that completeness of what the dad and the mom role was for her. The emotions that I felt were very unexpected. There were times through it that I was very happy whenever I would see her with her dad and her mom, because the joy that she had, and how when I would see what all she had and her own pink bedroom with her own little slide to her bed and just how happy she was, I was very filled with joy at the moments. But then there were also times of grief that I felt and grieving that I didn't really expect to feel in the moments. I can speak that I had to grieve my relationship as her mom, and that was very hard at times. But through a lot of prayer and through a lot of support of people that I knew, made a big difference. After the adoption was finalized, the feelings didn't necessarily go away. They have gotten a lot easier through this past year. And there's been just different emotions that I've had to deal with through it all that would come and go right after the adoption. There would be days that I'd be fine, and then there would be days that I would find myself crying in bed, not understanding why I was even crying, because I knew in my heart that it was the best thing I could have ever done for her as a mom. What you do for your child is that you're supposed to put her first or put your child above you, and I just had to tell myself that I was putting Emma before myself in those really hard times that I had. When I come to the Birth Mothers Support Group, I just felt at peace. I felt a lot of joy, and just being around people that would understand what I was going through. I know being around people that don't really understand adoption or have never really been part of an adoption situation, they just didn't understand some of the emotions that I were going through. But when I reached out and was able to come to the Birth Mother Support Group, I just felt like family, like I had known the people forever that were there, and just to be able to just share my story and to hear other people's story and just to find out their input and how they were handling things, it let me know that I wasn't alone. It let me know that there's people there for me and to support me. I believe it's important to share your story because you never know who's going through what, and they might not understand what they're feeling. And I think that if I can share the raw emotions that I had went through, that it would help someone else to know that it's okay to feel what you're feeling. It's okay to feel the happiness some days and the sadness on others days, because it's part of the healing. And I think my big thing that I would want to share with anybody else that chose adoption was that you can be complete and whole on the other side of it. There might be times during your first few months that you feel an emptiness inside, but it's a process, and you can be complete and you can be whole on the other side of the adoption. It'll be a year in December that Emma has been adopted. She'll be 3 in January, so this far into the adoption right now, I'm her really cool aunt because my brother and his wife adopted her, so I get to see her regularly. I see her almost once a month on the weekend. I get to go see my whole family, and just to see her, and she calls me Sissy, so it's really cute right now because she just, as soon as I walk out to her, she comes running up to me and she's like, Sissy, and she's just so adorable right now. And so this far into the adoption, or after the adoption, I just, I'm happy, I'm complete. I'm still firm in my decision that I made to give Emma a different life.